Here's part 2 of the advanced practice of using every human that you made a story about as the mirror through the law of correspondence, right? And so in part 1, I talked about how it works. And in this part, I'm going to talk about what do you do with it, right? How do you apply it to life? Because ultimately, if we're not embodying these things, if it's simply just an intellectual understanding, it actually does not evolve like your spirit, right? And so, again, as a recap of the first one, right? Whatever you discern about the other, the story that you're making about the other person, you have the vibration of that story. And now that you have this awareness, right? So some people, this might be a little bit shocking because you're like, oh my God, I'm witnessing so many evil acts. How can I have evil in me? Well, you do. Whatever word that you're using, that frequency that represents that word is, of course, in you. And so now you're like, what do I do with this, right? And here's what you do. First, space. You give yourself spaciousness to feel, right? To acknowledge the part of you, right? The part of you that is feeling that vibration that is causing the discernment of that story. You give yourself that. And here's a advanced practice to really discern that if you're still in denial that that's in you. To be super attached to love, let's pretend love and hate are opposites. They're really not, but just for this example. In fact, let's use courage and fear. This might be a little bit more straightforward, right? If you've been told to be courageous your whole life, all your parents are like, you're so brave, and you have this attachment to courage. That polarity means you are also attached to anti-fear. And so you will, of course, witness acts of fear, right? Because you're on that polarity. And so you can apply this to every polarity. So some people are like, I don't have any fear. No, you're attached to courage, and therefore you must be attached to the same pole of fear and courage, and you're going to witness that. So that first and foremost helps you acknowledge, yes, you do have that frequency. And then you give yourself space. What's the part of me, right? Maybe this was the 8-year-old self, or the 10-year-old self, or the 14-year-old self, where your parents are like, you gotta be brave, and you took on that identity. Then you give yourself space and honor that. And the next step is you write down the 10 benefits of fear and how that serves you, as well as 10 benefits of courage. And then you start to really feel into the benefits of each of the 10, right? Back and forth, you feel the first benefit of fear, first benefit of courage, until they feel the same. And then you do that to number 2, number 3, number 4. What you're doing is you're alchemizing, you're harmonizing vibrational frequencies of the illusionary opposite of fear and courage. They're not opposites, relative degrees of something. And you're alchemizing it and transmuting it. And this is what you can do to completely shift your reality.